Hello. Hello. I am Kristen. I am the Disability Ally of NYC, and I am joined today with the director, Simon Panay, of The Boy with the White Skin, that is shortlisted for the Oscars for live action short film. And I want to quickly give a visual description. I am a white lady, 50s, early 50s, and I have dark brown hair and I'm wearing a red sweater, and my pronouns are she and her. Simon, if you could introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Simon Panay. I'm from France, and I'm a film director, and I directed the short live action short film The Boy with White Skin. And I do films in West Africa since I'm 18, mostly documentaries, and a lot of documentaries on the subject of artisanal gold mines. I do films on this topic since 11 years now, and The Boy with White Skin is my first live action film, and it's inspired by something I witnessed while making a documentary on a real gold mine.
Really? Okay, so that's how this story came to be. Just go back a minute. So how old are you?
I'm 32.
32, and you've been doing documentaries since you were 11? Did I hear that right?
No, since I'm 18.
Since you were
Uh,
18, still very
yeah.
young, very young. Okay, okay. And you live in France.
Yes, exactly. And I lived in Burkina Faso for several years for my documentaries, but now I currently live in France.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. And I want to hear more about what, yes, you witnessed it, and then take us from there, how you got the idea, how did you go about casting for this role, and that sort of thing.
Well, first of all, it's good to understand that gold mines, artisanal gold mines, are a very different world with a lot of legends and a lot of mythology. And those this mythology is really a part of the daily basis reality, like they work in underground galleries, sometimes 200 meters underground, chasing for gold, but they see themselves as hunters or soldiers instead of just gold diggers, because they believe that first gold is alive, it's a beast, that you have to hunt and that you have to kill before to claim it. So it's a dangerous hunt. And of course, the gold is a dangerous beast, so the gold can collapse the galleries on you, and it's a deadly duel. And knowing that, you have some things in those beliefs that can attract gold. And that's where albino children are being used for, because they believe that albino kids have some magical power when they sing, and those songs can attract the gold, and so the gold will be close enough so the gold hunters will be able to kill it. And it's something I witnessed, and I was not allowed to film it in documentary, not because it would have mean disrespect to beliefs or something, but just because gold miners are very superstitious and they paid for the albino to sing, and they didn't know if the presence of the camera or the stranger that I am would somehow break the magic or not. So I was not allowed to film it, but yet I wanted to show that. So I made it as a fiction film.
To recreate it. Wow, this is fascinating. How long do you think this has been going on? Do you have any idea of the history of this when this first started?
It's very hard to understand, to have an history of it, because you have tons of beliefs in the gold mines, and it changed from country to country and region to region, and it's a population that moves a lot. They try their luck in a gold mine and then they move to another country because they've heard that somewhere in another country someone got rich, so they
Wow.
move and then they stay and they move, so you kind of find the same population, you know, the same language
Right.
spoken and the same kind of people. So those beliefs travel with the people, but
Okay.
it's a very little known world, really, and those beliefs are not even well documented, you know,
Okay.
because I think it requires a lot of time there to really start to understand at in a deeper level this world. Because when you go on a gold mine, the first thing you see, it's obvious. You see despair, and you see hard work, and you see danger, and you see a lot of things that are very obvious. But the mythological understanding, it took me a decade to start to understand it, and I don't think I reached the bottom of all that.
No, no. And it's just, I mean, my eyes are watered up because it's so beautiful. It really is actually beautiful, but also scary at the same time because you really can see the fear in the boy's eyes, when he is being sent down, and the father's fear as well. But he knew, I mean, I'm getting emotional, but he knew that's what needed to happen. And as far as the gold searching, it also, I'm originally from Texas, so it makes me think of, chasing the oil wells, down there. It's the same thing, but I don't think we have any wonderful, myths like this. So how did you find the main character of the boy?
So the casting of the film was, let's say, traditional. We had a casting director that looked for both professional actors in Dakar and Senegal, and we recruited a lot of gold diggers on the gold mine. And
Okay.
for the kid, it was a bit different because there was no professional actor that was albino in the range of age we were looking for. So our casting director, Iman Dijon, did a fantastic job, and she worked with the Albino Association in Senegal that
Great.
helped us looking for it because they are in daily basis contact with the families and stuff. But there was something we didn't anticipate because I didn't know myself this specific belief, but we were, while doing the casting, in the middle of a presidential election campaign.
Oh,
And there is a belief that during those time, if a candidate wants to increase its chances to win the election, he has to sacrifice albinos.
what?
And whatever, I mean, there is no information about is it real that you have more kidnappings during those specific times or not. But the fact is that parents of albino kids are very, very protective with their kids during those times. So when strangers come saying they are interested in the kids during those times, they just don't trust, which I understand. So for the casting, we had only 3 kids, and we expected like 100, you know.
Right.
And between those 3 kids, Abubakar Dembele was the only one in the range of age we were looking for. The other one were 16, 17, 18. So they were much older, and the story would not work the same way. And we were extremely lucky because the only option we had was Abubakar Dembele, and he was extraordinary, extraordinary. And he never played
Absolutely.
before. And he just delivered something incredible. We were amazed on the set how lucky we were.
Yes, I mean his performance is just so pure. That's the best way I can think of it. I mean he really does shine. And real quick, when you talked about his age, for people that don't know, how old is he? Or how old is he? And how old did you? Because you said the other kids were too old. How old is he?
He was 12 when we
12,
shot. He
okay, at
was
the
12.
time.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I hope this leads to more acting for him in the future. You never know if he enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was not his plan at all. He didn't even
No.
think about being an actor at all. And now, like, he won a Best Actor award in Chelsea Film Festival, which is one of the
Oh,
top 10 film festival in the US,
yes.
competing with highly professional actors. And it was incredible. And when I called him to announce it, he didn't even believe me. And yeah, so now it's incredible, and we are in the Oscar campaign, and I try to inform him as much as possible. And hopefully, if we pass nominations, we are planning to get him in Los Angeles, and
Absolutely.
that's a dream, and it's incredible.
Absolutely. Well, yes, I'm hoping for all of us that that's what happens. And wouldn't that be fantastic to have him be on that red carpet? So I really do hope that happens. What do you hope that audiences take from this film?
Well, the condition of albino on the African continent is something very little known, but it's very hard being an albino there because you have a lot of beliefs, and most of them are bad beliefs. Most of them are killed the day they born because the community believe that they will bring bad luck, you know?
Wow.
And no one ever talk about it. It's just there's no police investigation. It's just, you know, a plus one in the statistic of a newborn that died during
Wow.
uh, delivery. But and they are in most places always in danger because you have kidnappings and you have killings, ritual killings. It tends to disappear a little bit from countries. Like in some countries, NGOs did a lot of work and campaigns to bring awareness on that, but it's very hard because most of those things are, you know, under the radars of NGOs and no one talk about it. So it's really an issue that I think needs to bring light. So NGOs and people that are able to create change. I'm not. In my level, maybe perhaps just to show the reality as it is without judgment. And I think it's not my role to put morality on there, just to shine a light on something as honest as I can, you know.
Absolutely.
And then the actors can of the industry and politics can just take that and maybe do something about it because that's not right. Because those are kids and whatever the color of the skin, and I worked on gold mine for a decade and I saw kids 7 years old working 200 meters underground, and it's not the place for a kid, you know, definitely
No,
not. And
no.
people die there every day. And yeah, I think there is something to do about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you've started the ball rolling of just the fact of bringing awareness to this issue. So hopefully that in itself will, and doing this interview will spark change. The more people that know, the more things that can happen, and we can try to do something about it, because I truly had never heard about this either. So I'm so glad now to learn of this. And I find it very interesting, the fact that on one hand they're sacred and bring good luck, and on the other hand it's not good luck. So it's really really interesting. So I really really appreciate you informing of this to us and making this film. And if people want to watch the film, where can they watch it? Will it eventually be streaming?
Well, as for now, the option to watch the film abroad internationally, I mean in the US, for example, is to rent the film on VOD on Manifest Pictures.
Okay.
Um, and perhaps in the future there will be another way, but as for now, as we speak, it's the only way to watch the film.
Okay, so say it one more time. Manifest
So
Pictures?
it's Manifest Pictures. It's the distributor of the film. You can go on their website or on
Okay.
their Vimeo channel, and you will find the VOD link. I can send you a link, and
That would be great, so I can share that. And then if you will please, keep me updated on if it does move to streaming. and that way I can announce that, additional streaming as well. And then when will we find out if you're going to the Oscars?
Well, it's very soon. It's January 22nd.
Okay. So that's when the announcement will happen. So we wish you the best of luck, and I hope you have a wonderful time on your trip in London. I sincerely appreciate you taking the time to talk with me today.
With pleasure, with great pleasure talking to you.